wrestling fans of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of Linwood Wrestling Legends. As always, I'm your host and color commentator, John Adams. And if you love wrestling as much as we do at LWL, you gotta hop on that main line. We are coming to you once again, live and direct from an abandoned warehouse in Linwood. And the weather here is rubbish, so if you listen closely, you might just hear the rain leaking through the holes of this abandoned warehouse roof. This is the first episode of the mainline that we have broken up into separate matches. But if you're watching this right now, you must be one of the few and the proud that wants to swallow this thing in one go. You greedy little piggy. We salute you. So, without any further ado, let's get this train a-rolling. Alright folks, we may be trying something new this week, but here's something that hasn't changed. Nero's Revenge List. After defeating the Iceberg in a steel cage match, Linwood Knight finds himself as the next name on Nero's Revenge List. As to the nature of Linwood Knight's transgression, real or imagined, against Nero, quite frankly we have no idea, but I have some theories. Anyway you cut it, we're about to see one of the best high flyers in the business against a man many have called the cockroach of professional wrestling. So let's get to it. The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Havana, Cuba, he is Hell Unleashed. He is Nero! Alright party people, bear with me because I'm about to speculate wildly. We all know Nero blamed the iceberg for disfiguring his face. That was well documented and he got his revenge in the steel cage. As for Linwood Knight being the next name on Nero's revenge list, Nero has been less than forthcoming with explanations. But like I said, I got a theory. I'll be happy to clue you in, but I add the caveat. Much like gravity, it's just a theory. And we all know there's no such thing as gravity. That's the devil trying to pull you into hell. At least that's what my Uncle Barry says. Then again, my Uncle Barry's been wrong about literally everything else. So take that for what it's worth. And his opponent, from Linwood, Christchurch, here in Aotearoa, he is the hard-boozing, hardcore legend, Linwood Knight. We've been seeing a lot of our wrestlers get makeovers lately, and I gotta say, this is not an improvement for the better. Granted, there's not a lot you can do to polish a turd like Linwood Knight, but my god, get a budget. I'm pretty sure that quote-unquote cape used to be one of the curtains in the cafeteria, and I know I've seen that plastic helmet for sale at the $2 store at Eastgate Mall. As for the quote-unquote chainmail padding, I'm pretty sure that's the inside of one of those cooler bags you can get for $5 from the supermarket. But hats off to Linwood Knight for his DIY ethic, I guess. But anyway, are you ready for it, folks? Here's my theory about why Linwood Knight is on Nero's revenge list. And once again, this goes back to his brother, the late great Chico Hernandez. So anyway, last September it was Chico's birthday, and we all got together in the cafeteria for some birthday cake. Before we could decide who was going to cut the cake, Linwood Knight strolls up bold as brass, and we're all thinking, okay, he's going to cut the cake. But oh no, he cuts something else. So anyway, then Linwood Knight turns around, drops his undies, and lets loose an absolute ripper of a fart all over Chico's birthday cake. And then he goes and cuts himself a big slice and walks off. He ruined that birthday cake for everybody else. And if it was somebody who farted all over my brother's birthday cake, I would absolutely want revenge. But like I said, it's just a working theory and it's the best one I've got so far. Whether or not that's actually the truth, that's how we're selling it. It's not every promotion you see two wrestlers throw down because one of them farted in a birthday cake, but I like to think that's what makes us special. It's also the reason we haven't had cake for anybody's birthday since. So thank you very much, Linwood Knight. But back to the match at hand. We've all seen what Nero can do, and Linwood Knight is going to have his work cut out for him tonight if he hopes to stand a chance. But I kinda hope he doesn't, because that was some tasty looking birthday cake. Good gravy, here comes Nero, and they are not wasting any time going at it. This is deeply personal. Can referee Tom Herb restore order? And you really gotta hand it to referee Tom Herb. For a skinny, nondescript looking guy, he is really good at pulling two angry wrestlers apart. There goes the bell. Nero comes running in with a flying Superman punch. He's going for something off the slingshot, and good gravy, look at that moonsault. Look at the height on that. Nero is wasting no time extracting his revenge against Linwood Knight, and into the corner he goes. And now we go in post to post and coast to coast. I got a bad feeling this is going to be a squash match, but you know what? Linwood Knight had it coming. If you go around breaking wind on other people's birthday cakes, you have to expect some sort of retaliation. And that's what's coming now in the form of a yay boo. And although we might play a little fast and loose with food hygiene at the concession stand, there are some lines you just do not cross. We're going back and forth and seeing a right clobbering, and boom, look at that back foot drop kick. As always, Nero is absolutely on fire. For all of you new viewers out there, I already addressed the historicity of the Emperor Nero and the Great Fire of Rome in the Steel Cage match. If you don't feel like doing a deep dive on the last Julio-Claudian Emperor, then I suggest you go back and watch that. It's a great match. But going back to this match, Linwood Knight is getting whipped from pillar to post, and there goes a head scissors. Nero is not going for the quick easy pin, and he is looking to beat the chocolate pudding right out of... Oh, look at that beautiful spin kick. Caught him right on the chin with that one. This is less of a match and more of a one-sided beatdown. And boom! Springboard moonsault. Nero is delivering the goods tonight. Going for a slingshot attack, and he nails him with a crossbody on the cardboard. That was beautiful. If Linwood Knight wasn't already heavily inebriated, I would be deeply worried about his condition right now. It's anybody's guess how much more punishment Linwood Knight can take. But then again, we've seen him take worse beatings than this and come back, so who knows. One thing's for sure though, if he doesn't start making some moves, this match is gonna be over in record time. And oh, speak of the devil, here he comes back to life at long last. Clocks Nero with a headbutt off the rebound. Linwood Knight going to work, cranking the ankle and hoping to take the high flyer off his feet. If he can't walk, he can't fly. That's the theory at any rate. The hard booze and hardcore legend finally starting to fight back. Nothing fancy here, just grabbing the leg and slamming it down on the knee. And of course he's got to remind everybody that he's the sexiest man in the room. Linwood Knight grabbing Nero by the scruff of the neck, but Nero is powering out with shots to the gut. Nero roaring back to life with a barrage of kicks and strikes and a beautiful DDT. He's about to take flight, and this is where Nero shines. Oh my god, we're gonna see it. Oh, nobody home. Linwood Knight gives him the slip, and he is not out of this yet. Goes for the double leg takedown and the pin. Kick out before the one. That would have been an amazing Luna Cayendo from Nero, but alas, Linwood Knight is a slippery opponent. Linwood Knight goes into the... Oh my god, are we going to see an avalanche? Look at that! Avalanche Spanish fly! That was amazing! We got to see that one again. I've seen a lot of really cool avalanches, but I don't think I've ever seen an avalanche Spanish fly. Bravo, Nero! Here comes another springboard moonsault, but nobody home. Oh, for God's sakes. I don't think Linwood Knight's got any money, but we should at least fine him for that obscene gesture. That would certainly be nice. God knows we put up with a lot from our wrestlers at this promotion. Linwood Knight laying out Nero with a big boot. Up and over the ropes, Nero goes. Linwood Knight is setting up for something. rope hung neck breaker. I am shocked that Linwood Knight was coordinated enough to pull off a move like that. And now he's raising the roof. Are we seeing the tide start to turn in this match? Nero's starting to look a little unsteady on his feet. Linwood Knight gets him into the torture rack. Boom! There goes the burning hammer. And oh, here we go. Linwood Knight looking to take flight. What's he got for us? Oh, look at that uncoordinated splash. And here we go, ripping off LA Knight's thing. But if you go to Temu and order LA Knight, you'll get Linwood Knight, so that kind of makes sense. Into the corner, Nero goes, and what's Linwood Knight got planned for him? Into the turnbuckle. Going up, and face first into the turnbuckle pad. There's a party in his house, and Linwood Knight is raising the roof. My God, we got a lot of ugly people here tonight. But if any of you want to buy a replica Nero mask, we got them at the merch stand. And speaking of ugly, boom, shakalaka. There goes the Bro Buster, one of Linwood Knight's signatures. Let's see that again. Legend has it that one day Linwood Knight was trying to figure out how to do a pile driver, but he was too sugar-faced, so this is what he came up with instead. It's truly a move as ugly as hell. Oh, for God's sakes. How are we supposed to broadcast this as good, clean family entertainment? This is what happens when you let your talent get too much creative control. Thank you, Nero! Let's see that again. Folks, this is exactly what you should do if somebody like Linwood Knight flips you off. Just go for the straight-up Super Mario Brothers stomp. Nero is looking like he's all about his business, and for some reason he has taken off the turnbuckle pad. Let's see how this pays off. Nero's going for the headlock, but Linwood Knight punching out with shots to the gut. Another headlock, and second time's the charm, and look at that suplex. Nero pulling Linwood Knight away from the safety of the ropes, and his day just got a lot worse. Linwood Knight back on his feet. Nero's got him by the scruff of the neck, and into the turnbuckle post he goes, and look at that rope-assisted enziguri. Oh, we've seen this one before. Boom! Standing 450 splash. That always blows my mind. 1, 2, 3. Nero takes the win. Let's go check out some of the ringside highlights right now. These two wasted absolutely no time and both came out swinging. But in the end, Nero opened a lot stronger and he was showing off his whole bag of tricks. As is the case with every match of Nero's, his high-flying ability was front and center for all to see. If he'd have managed to stick that Luna Cayendo in the middle, maybe this match could have been over sooner, but alas, Linwood Knight gave him the slip. Linwood Knight managed to rally and make a bit of a comeback towards the end, but by then the damage was already done. And as is the case with every match of Linwood Knight's, we got treated to some vulgar and obscene hand gestures which I'm not sure we can broadcast. But if you want to see more of Linwood Knight's obscene hand gestures, why not give that like and subscribe button a wee bit of a tickle? Go on, you know you want to. I should also mention that it's my birthday on Wednesday, and you don't want to leave dear old John hanging on his birthday, do you? And needless to say, I'll be keeping my birthday cake well away from Linwood Knight. So congratulations to Nero on another victory, and another name crossed off his revenge list. Of course, it begs the question, who's next on the list? It could be anyone. Even you, watching this right now. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be me, but I can't guarantee that any of you are going to be safe from Nero. So if you have transgressed against this man in any way, shape or form, I suggest you start looking into making amends, possibly with some sort of edible arrangement and a lovely card, because for all you know, it could be your name that's next on Nero's list. Second match of the evening, folks, and this one's looking to be a doozy. After a week of drinking maple syrup straight from the bottle and threatening people online, the Blue Bomber Whitney Olivier is back. The last 3 matches have not been kind to Whitney Olivier, so tonight she is looking to break that cold streak. but not if Miss Venice Beach, Candice Deveraux, has anything to say about it. We've got two wrestlers stinging from recent losses, and it's going to be a matter of who wants it more. Why don't we go find out right now? The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada, she is the Blue Bomber, Whitney Olivier. It's hard to believe that a wrestler as talented as the Blue Bomber has lost her last 3 matches. But on the other hand, Whitney Olivier's biggest enemy is Whitney Olivier. Her reckless aggression and countless online threats have got her into a whole lot of trouble. Besides threatening every other wrestler on our women's roster, she's personally dangled me by my ankles from a hotel balcony. If she can keep that volatile temper in check, she might just stand a chance. But that's a pretty big if. One thing's for sure though, she absolutely needs the win tonight, otherwise she's going to ride out the rest of her career as a jobber. And that's no way for someone as talented as the Blue Bomber to go down. And her opponents, from Venice Beach, California in the United States, Miss Venice Beach, Candice Deveraux. I, for one, pledge allegiance to our queen, Miss Venice Beach. And I'm not just saying that because her yoga videos finally helped me touch my toes. After getting screwed out of the title in the Linwood screw job, and then getting the old bait and switch and losing to La Madrina, Miss Venice Beach is absolutely due a win. She's also coming into the fight tonight with those 6-inch platform heels, which really hurt when you get kicked by them. But thankfully, those aren't the only tools Miss Venice Beach has at her disposal. After surviving the cutthroat world of beauty pageants, she is well equipped for anything Whitney Olivier or anybody else may throw her way. And if she wins tonight, she promised to give my YouTube channel a shout out on her YouTube channel. And because she's got way more followers than me, I really need the clicks, so I'm rooting for her. We're about to get underway here, and good gravy, what's happening here? It's our newcomer, the leopard woman, Grace Mutibo. If I had to guess, she has not taken any of Whitney Olivier's online threats laying down, and she has marked the Blue Bomber out. We may be seeing the beginnings of a rivalry here, folks, but that's cool. You just pull up a seat there, Grace. Referee Tom Hurd rings the bell, and Candice Deveraux comes running in with a running face breaker. Devastating kick with those platform heels lays out the Blue Bomber. And this right here, this is just plain embarrassing for the Blue Bomber. Olivier firing back and hobbling her opponent with a kick to the knees. Look at that crucifix. The Blue Bomber is starting to find her feet, and this could be the match that breaks the cold streak. Oh my god, look at the height on that drop kick. Miss Venice Beach is floundering early in this match, and she better think of something quick. Now we got the kinetic game of chess. Normally I'd give the advantage to Olivier, but Miss Venice Beach is driving her right into the corner. Referee Tom Herb trying to break up the action. Oh, nasty cheap shot from the Blue Bomber. The swinging axe handle gets thwarted, and Miss Venice Beach strikes back. Scooping her up into the fireman's carry, and boom goes the Michinoku driver. So far, everything is coming up Millhouse for the Blue Bomber. Shotgun dropkick misses the mark, giving Miss Venice Beach a little wiggle room to recover. And into the ropes, the Blue Bomber goes. Swing and a miss, and a counter with a clothesline. Now it's Deveraux into the ropes, and we got a German suplex off the rebound. And I can't help but wonder, is there such thing as a Dutch suplex? It's probably a lot like a German suplex, but spelled with a lot more I's and J's. And to anybody in the Netherlands, I kid because I love. Mijn opa komt uit Rotterdam. Did I say that right? Miss Venice Beach taking the upper hand and driving her opponent into the ropes. Referee Tom Herb breaks the action apart, and we got another cheap shot from the Blue Bomber. Thunderous clothesline from Candice Deveraux. The Blue Bomber unloading with kick after kick to the leg. And into the turnbuckle goes Miss Venice Beach, and she eats a drop kick. And look at this, we got an alley-oop into us. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, we got a bit of a back and forth going. This match is quickly turning into a slobber knocker, and the slobber is indeed being knocked. The leopard woman, Grace Mutibo, just sitting back and watching the whole ordeal. And just a reminder to please stay away from the desk that I am hiding under. Oh, what's happening here? We got a bit of a face-off, and this looks spicy. Referee Tom Herb, oh, look at that. She got clocked by Miss Venice Beach. What could have been bad for the Blue Bomber turned into a gigantic comedy of errors. Miss Venice Beach gets unceremoniously thrown back in the ring, and the Blue Bomber is in hot pursuit. But that could have ended in disaster, and how about those reflexes on Whitney Olivier? Whatever's happening with her and Grace Mutibo, I guarantee we have not seen the last of it. Whitney Olivier has managed to keep the momentum going, and Miss Venice Beach has taken a clobbering. If that wasn't enough, the worst is yet to come for Candice Deveraux. Oh, Olivier's getting her up, and she is going for the torture rack submission. Can she make her opponent tap? Miss Venice Beach powering out with elbows to the face. And she does it. Miss Venice Beach firing back with everything she's got. And look at that full Nelson slam. That was poetry. Well, maybe not literal poetry, but you can class just about anything as poetry these days. We are seeing Miss Venice Beach make one hell of a comeback here. Gives her opponent the slip and clocks her squarely on the jaw with that kick. Kick out before the one, but that was an amazing comeback. Let's see that again. And when you really, really think about it, what I do here with this commentary, that's poetry too. Groove with me, people. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a horse a haystack, 6, 7, 8, 9, my bacon is smelling fine. And you know what else is poetry? That series of devastating kicks by Candice Deveraux. The Blue Bomber rolls out of the ring, and it's starting to look like this could be anybody's match. And when I say anybody, I mean one of these two. It's not your match, so how about you get your own? And if you want to get your own Miss Venice Beach replica crown, we got them for sale at the merch stand. This match is spilling onto the cardboard the way the good Lord intended, and Miss Venice Beach is choking the life out of the Blue Bomber. Miss Venice Beach back on the apron. Now we got a little fan service for the lonely middle-aged men in the crowd. Thank you very much. And speaking of lonely middle-aged men, this lonely middle-aged man would very much like it if you would like and subscribe to Linwood Wrestling Legends. How's that for a smooth segue? The Blue Bomber's coming back in the ring, and she is looking to finish things off. Good gravy, a Blue Thunderbomb. 1, 2. Oh, so close, but let's see that again. And what we got here is a little nod to one of Whitney Olivier's biggest heroes, fellow Canadian Sami Zayn. The Blue Thunderbomb might not have done the damage, but maybe this will. 1, 2, 3. Power bombs. This has got to be it. 1, 2, 3. Whitney Olivier takes the win. The cold streak is officially broken, so let's go take a look at some highlights. Whitney Olivier came out strong and managed to keep the momentum going through most of this match. Make no mistake, Miss Venice Beach got in some damn good shots though, and we did have some attempted sabotage by the leopard woman Grace Mutibo. But the Blue Bomber was able to rise to the challenge and take the win. One only hopes this will have a calming effect on the Blue Bomber's temper. I for one would love to see less online threats and angle dangling of colour commentators from hotel balconies. The ligaments in my ankles are hanging on for dear life, and I don't know how many more dangles I can take. I don't care how funny it looks on your Instagram reel, there's a real person behind this microphone. And one of these days, that real person won't be taking any more of your crap, Whitney Olivier. So congratulations to Whitney Olivier on a long overdue victory. but one can only wonder how this new rivalry between her and the Leopard Woman is gonna shake out. Folks, my boss, General Manager Todd Sorenson. This is about the backstage beatdown last week, so this is important stuff, so you all better listen up, or at least try to read the subtitles. Ah, Todd, don't ever change, big guy. That is quite the understatement. Oh, Todd, it's all about merch sales and bums on seats at the end of the day, isn't it? Hey, I'd like to think that's not the only reason. Wow, way to make a guy feel appreciated, Todd. And hey man, that's a good show, and I'm a big fan of anything Ice-T does. Hey, my methods get results, Mr. Sorenson. And what have I been telling you? John the commentator is on the case. You know what, Todd? I will defend my interrogation techniques. My methods get results, and I didn't do anything to Linwood Knight that he doesn't do to himself every night in the privacy of his own house. I just added a car battery and some alligator clips into the mix. Alright now. Third match of the evening, and we are underway with some tag team action. The new lineup of the After Dark Express might have lost their last match to Urban Legion, but can they turn it around against their old foes, the Cockney Pickpockets? After hilariously injuring his knee in one of the worst botches I've ever seen, Jonesy is rather mercifully not wrestling tonight or for the foreseeable future, and will be acting as manager. Well, that's probably good news for the Cockney Pickpockets. It's kind of sad news for people like me who get endless entertainment from Jonesy's botches, bungles, and blunders. Nevertheless, we've seen the best of our men's tag team division, so let's go see the rest right now. The following tag match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from London, England in the United Kingdom, Gazza, Jonesy and Big Wally are the Cockney Pickpockets. Some things never change, folks, and I get a calm feeling of reassurance every time the Cockney Pickpockets come out and I hear that chorus of boos. I am a bit bummed that Jonesy won't be wrestling for the foreseeable future though. I've had a whole lot of laughs at that guy's expense. It's anybody's guess how he'll do as a manager, and although it's pretty hard to screw up as a manager, I'm sure Jonesy will find a creative way. After all, that's why I love the little bugger in my own unique way. But with Jonesy out of the ring, it wouldn't shock me in the least if we see a lot of questionable tactics and dirty moves from Gazza and Big Wally. I can almost guarantee it. What I still can't get my head around is the fact that the Cockney Pickpockets are absolutely huge in Colombia. God only knows why, but if we ever put on a special event in Colombia, these guys are going to get a really big pop. But until then, the Boo Birds have come out to roost. That said, I'm sure there are a lot of Colombian barons of some description that are big wrestling fans, so who knows? But here in Linwood, the Boo Birds are circling their prey. And their opponents, from Linwood, Christchurch here in Aotearoa, and accompanied by their manager Jim Cornette, Homeboy Love Shark, and the Violator are the After Dark Express. I'm not sure we have the permits for all that pyro and fireworks, and we certainly can't afford a qualified pyrotechnician, but it's probably a bit late in the game to be bringing all that up. But just to be on the safe side, I want all you people in the crowd to take note of where the emergency exits and fire extinguishers are located. With that out of the way, the boys are desperately looking for a win tonight to cement the new lineup of the After Dark Express. Jim Cornette both rewards and punishes his wrestlers with pizza. So after their last loss to Urban Legion, the boys had to suffer the indignity of eating Domino's. And let me tell you, after that, they gave the porta potty out back an absolute flogging. So here's hoping for a victory and some hell pizza to celebrate afterwards. Referee Tom Herb rings the bell and Gaz is running in with a big boot to the face. Violator shakes it off and comes running in with a clothesline. And there's a tag to Homeboy Love Shark. Pretty cowardly on the part of the Violator, but here comes Homeboy Love Shark clobbering back with punches and bunches. Can you get the pin? Kick out before the one, and that's what you get for rushing the pin. The more eagle-eyed among you might have noticed that Gazza's had his tattoos touched up. Gazza loves to remind everybody that he was in His Majesty's Navy for 3 weeks, and there's the tag to Big Wally. Oh, one knee after another, and nothing fancy here. Down goes Homeboy Love Shark into a double gutbuster. This is classic Cockney pickpockets we're seeing right here, so let's take another butcher's. So anyway, Gazza was kicked out of the British Navy after 3 weeks, not just for drinking torpedo fuel, but for sneaking it to Jonesy and Big Wally. And here comes Big Wally looking to get some clobbering in while Love Shark's back is turned. Classic pickpockets. Over the shoulder and straight to the mat goes Homeboy Loves. Oh, for God's sakes. That was unnecessary, Big Wally. Referee Tom Herb busy replacing a turnbuckle pad that somebody removed. And Love Shark gets caught with a snatch spine buster. While I hate to speak ill of referee Tom Herb, oh for God's sakes, not again. It's like Big Wally's just learned a new gesture and he wants to use it everywhere. How are we supposed to pitch this as good clean family entertainment? We've got one wrestler telling another wrestler, "Your mother can kiss me, bum." Things I had to put up with in this job, folks. And everybody wonders why I'm always dumping on the men's tag division. Into the corner, Love Shark goes. Big Wally with the splash and Homeboy Love Shark with the last second evasion. Over the shoulder and boom, look at that mat slam. We'll see whose mother's going to be kissing whose bum. And Big Wally goes into the corner. Tag to the Violator and here comes some sweet teamwork. Nothing fancy, just an up and over. Violator sizing his opponent up and he flips him onto his belly. He's going for the crossface. Let's see if he can make Big Wally tap. But alas, it was not to be. We've yet to see any blatant cheating on the part of the Cockney Pickpockets, but this match is still young, so give it time. I hate to say it, but we're really seeing the Violator struggle. And usually he's the one giving the choke slams, but not today. There is no denying the power of Big Wally. Clearly the Violator is still suffering the ill effects of having to eat Domino's last week, and it is really slowing him down. If he has to eat Domino's 2 weeks in a row, I don't know if that's something any wrestler can recover from, and down he goes. The Violator is looking in badge. Oh, for God's sakes, Jonesy's taken off the turnbuckle pad. Who saw that coming? As much as I hate to speak ill of referee Tom Herb, the man is very easily distracted. I guarantee the Cockney Pickpockets are counting on that tonight. Violator makes a tag to Homeboy Love Shark. And in comes Love Shark with a big boot to the face. Grabbing both of Big Wally's feet and boom goes the leg drop. Who knew Love Shark was that flexible? Now he's going topside, looking to do some damage. Love Shark stalking his prey and waiting for Big Wally to get up. Down comes the axe handle and he gets countered. And boom, into a backbreaker. And here we go again with Gazza taking off the turnbuckle pad. Referee Tom Herb is going to be quite the busy little beaver dealing with all these shenanigans from the Cockney Pick. Oh my God, did you just see that? That was a low blow. That was absolutely disgusting. Let's see that again. Big Wally waits until referee Tom Herb is distracted and then he says, never mind the bollocks. I hope Homeboy Love Shark wasn't planning on having any more kids. And I've got to say, as somebody who's seen a lot of Cockney Pickpockets matches, their cheating is absolutely rampant in this match. Gazza whipping Homeboy Love Shark into the corner and look at the height on that big boot. Somebody's been doing Miss Venice Beach's yoga program. Love Shark makes a tag to the Violator, and hopefully he'll go off and look for some frozen peas to put on his nether regions. The Violator was not happy about that low blow to Homeboy Love Shark, and he wants to make the Pickpockets pay. And the bill comes due in the form of a second-story falling axe handle. The wee bit of a trample, thank you very much. Notice, if you will, that pool cue just lying on the cardboard ringside. I guarantee that was Jonesy's doing. The wheels are spinning in the Violator's head. He's sending Gazza for some much-needed cardio, which gives him the time to think of the cruelest way to punish him. Anyway you cut it, this one's gonna have to go back ringside soon. Nobody wants this to end in a count-out. The Violator's got him by the scruff of the neck and back in the ring we go. The After Dark Express is back in business and Gazza goes into the corner. There's the tag to Love Shark and here comes the teamwork. Booyah! Look at that falling axe handle right to the elbow. Let's see that again. I think we could hear a bit of a snap, crackle and plop coming from Gazza's elbow joint there. Love Shark coming in from behind. He's got him in the torture rack and oh my god, we're gonna see it. Boom! Boom! Shalak luck boom! Let's see if he can get the pin. 1, 2. Big Wally breaks out the pin, but let's see that move again. This right here is one of Homeboy Love Shark's signatures, the rather unfortunately named Chocolate Thunderbomb. We've begged him to think of a better name, but he is holding fast on that one. Big Wally makes a cowardly exit and Homeboy Love Shark goes to work on the already damaged elbow. This is the Homeboy Love Shark we all came to see tonight, and he is getting revved up. He is not letting Gazza off easy, and into the turnbuckle face first he goes, but Gazza counters, and there's a clothesline. Tag to Big Wally, and look how quickly the tide can turn in this match. After a brutal shot to the region that every guy dreads, how much more can Love Shark take? Oh, look at that, thrown into the corner and he bounces right off and rolls out of the ring. Surprise, surprise, we got another missing turnbuckle in the Pickpockets corner. Referee Tom Herb is working overtime tonight, but he's not going to make a penny more. You've really got to wonder why they don't just fasten those turnbuckle pads in a way that can't be removed. But here we are. Love Shark's back in the ring and he's going for the roll-up and the pin. Kick out for the one. Love Shark claps them cheeks. And who's kissing whose bum now? Oh, I can't believe I just uttered that sentence. Dragon screw from Big Wally. Now that's a reversal. Oh, for God's sakes. I know we've seen much more obscene gestures from other wrestlers before who've gone unpunished, but can't we tell them not to do that anymore? We got the tag to Gazza and we gotta see some teamwork. Nothing fancy here, just an assisted big boot. Love Shark going for the scoop, but Gazza reverses into a reverse DDT. How ironic. Wait a minute, is that irony or is that just a double negative? I'll let you be the judge. I'm not getting paid nearly enough to discuss those philosophical conundrums. And here's something else I'm not getting paid enough to do. Investigate last week's backstage assault. Devastating body splash from Gazza halfway across the ring. I'm not going to lie to you folks. While I haven't been able to waterboard or electrocute all the wrestlers I'd like to, I've still been able to waterboard or electrocute a lot of them, and I've got some very fruitful leads. Good gravy, look at that! Haven't seen that one in ages. Let's see that again. This right here is the Shaftesbury screwdriver. Gazza claims he invented it one night when he was drunk on torpedo fuel during his 3 weeks in His Majesty's Navy, before he was dishonorably discharged, obviously. Yet another missing turnbuckle pad in the Pickpockets corner, and look at that, it came back to bite Gazza right in the arse, or the general lumbar region. Potato, potato. Homeboy Love Shark is absolutely done with Gaz's crap, and he is firing off with a series of kicks. We got the tag to the Violator, so let's see what he can bring. And can Gazza make the tag to Big Wally? Oh yes he can. Big Wally going for the choke slam again. And we got a reversal from the Violator. Not this time. Oh, but look at this. Violator claw slam. How be them bananas? The Violator's setting him up for something, and this is the most I've ever seen him run. And look at that big boot. Last time I saw him run like that, he was chasing an ice cream truck. True story. Violator posting on the middle rope, and Big Wally kicks a chair right out from under him. Oh, that is it. Big Wally, I'm telling your mum about all this. Violator hopefully carrying Big Wally back to his mum for punishment, but Big Wally does not want to go to bed without supper. Into the corner the Violator goes, and there's a body splash, and booyah, mat slam from Big Wally. Big Wally letting his opponent know nobody tells my mum nothing. Violator's back in the corner, and oh my god, are we going to see an avalanche? Maybe not, but this is still an impressive feat of strength. Down goes the Violator, and that is a lot of Violator to hit the deck. Let's see that again. Big Wally might not be clever, skilled, or athletic, but the one thing he does have in abundance is raw power. Is this going to be enough to get Big Wally the pin? One. Kick out after the one. Still a whole lot of life left in the Violator. Big Wally showboating to the crowd, but the Violator comes in with a running knee and stuns him on the ropes. And look at this. We got a two-pointer from the Violator. Little trick he learned from his friend Homeboy Love Shark. Into the corner Big Wally goes, and hopefully we're going to see some magic from the After Dark Express. And what do we have here? Battering ram headbutt. And Homeboy Love Shark raises the roof. Can he get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, getting closer and closer, but let's see that again. And guys, while I like the general idea of this move, wouldn't it make a lot more sense to use the Violator's head as the ram? You know, with the antlers and everything? Just throwing it out there. The After Dark Express is back in a big way, and Homeboy Love Shark is not letting Big Wally off that easy. Into the ropes he goes. Oh, we got a bit of a collision there. Big Wally unloading a clobbering on Love Shark, and he gets the tag to Gaza. Homeboy Love Shark is taking a right clobbering in this match. Into the ropes Gaza goes, and oh, for God's sakes. Are we going to have to make you guys run the ropes as punishment after this show? Sloppy collisions like that should happen once per show at most, not twice per match. Love Shark revving up for something big, and Gaza counters with an elbow to the face. The crowd are not liking Gaza, and into the corner he goes. Gaza counters with another elbow to the face, and this pummeling continues. Won't somebody please think of the children? And by that, I mean all the children in the audience walking around without any merch. Parents, you know where the merch stand is. Get it sorted. Back into the corner, Love Shark goes. Got a vicious... Oh, now he's doing it. Oh, for God's sakes. Look what I have to put up with. All I wanted was to work for a good wrestling promotion, but look what I have to... Oh my God. Did you just see that? Gaza hit him with brass knuckles. Hey, play that back, Ernie. This is absolutely appalling, and I wish I could say it was shocking, but this is classic Pickpockets right here, and referee Tom Herb has no idea. What? Violator mercifully breaks it up. So just to recap, Homeboy Love Shark has been punched in the family jewels and punched with brass knuckles. All he wanted was to come out and have a wrestling match. And I hope you clowns know he's got to bake a birthday cake for his daughter before tomorrow. Did you even think of that? I mean, what's he supposed to tell his daughter? Oh, look at that. Slammed against the... Oh, what's going on here? Jonesy's got to be up his bum about... Oh, did he just shove Jim Cornette, and Jim Cornette is shoving back? Oh, this looks like it's kicking off. and referee Tom Herb is throwing Jonesy out. Whoa, hey there referee Tom Herb. Corny was just defending himself. This is complete bull-sugar, and I hope you know that. Oh, this match is turning into an absolute sugar show. Love Shark with a big boot to the face. And here's hoping referee Tom Herb can do his damn job for the rest of the match. Into the ropes. Oh, for God's sakes, what did I tell you guys about? 1. Oh, see what I have to work with here, people? Love Shark gets him in a headlock with a devastating punch and a brutal clubbing series of strikes. And boom goes the falling axe handle. 1. Kick out after the 1. But what the hell is going on outside of the ring? Big Wally and the Violator are throwing down. Gazza lays out Love Shark with a stiff forearm. 1, 2, 3. Cockney Pickpockets take the win. Now, let's see some highlights while I wait for my blood pressure to... Oh, no, we're not getting any highlights tonight. And that's probably for the best. This match was an absolute dumpster fire, and the Cockney Pickpockets should be ashamed of themselves for their conduct during this match. That's all I can really say about that. I mean, if I was having dinner with my mom and I told her, hey, I got a job with a wrestling promotion, and I showed her this match, my God, I think she'd disown me. Folks, we got ourselves a steel cage match. We all saw last week's horrific backstage assault on Athena Kanakarides. Athena's best friend and teammate, the Alaskan giant Tessa Hatcher, blames the Coven, and specifically Helena. Although Helena denies any involvement, the Alaskan giant ain't buying it, so they're gonna duke it out in the steel cage. I may sound like a broken record here, but I have told the wrestlers countless times a steel cage is a privilege and not a right. It should be reserved for only the biggest and best matches. So ladies, you better impress the hell out of us. Let's go check it out now. The following steel cage match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Anchorage, Alaska in the United States, and representing the Amazons, the Alaskan Giant, Tessa Hatcher. Behold the Alaskan Giant. Standing 6'4", Tessa Hatcher is the largest wrestler in our women's division. This is going to be the first time we've seen either of these wrestlers in a singles environment, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I wouldn't be saying that if this was 2 wrestlers from a men's tag division, but we all know that division's hot garbage. You'll never see Jonesy in the steel cage, I guarantee that. And her opponent, from Salem, Massachusetts in the United States, and representing the Coven, she is every mother's nightmare. She is Helena. Good gravy, now that is an entrance. If there were ever any doubt about the Coven's magic powers, case closed. And I know what you all are going to say, but John, that's just wires and special effects. So you're going to tell me that even though wrestling is real, which we all know it is, that entrance was just all smoke and mirrors that we can't afford? We've already established that wrestling is as real as the goblins that live in my wall and keep me up at night. So I'm perfectly willing to believe that Helena's magic powers are totally on the level. Nobody can convince me otherwise, and this is why I've got a white witch on payroll. Just to prevent against any dark sorcery. One thing's for sure though, Helena is unnaturally strong, which just kinda gives more credence to her magic powers. But most importantly, will we be seeing any displays of witchcraft in the ring tonight? Just in case, I've got this egg that I keep on me at all times. Should I ever get exposed to dark magic, I rub it all over my body to draw the evil out. I'm feeling pretty safe hiding under this commentator's desk, so I hope I won't need it, but I'm glad it's there if I do. While we sell a lot of tacky overpriced crap at the merch stands, unfortunately, eggs are not among the things we sell. So if you didn't bring your own tonight, you're out of luck. Referee Chad Remington rings the bell from the safety of outside the cage, possibly because he's a coward. And Tessa is going straight for the Alabama Slam. Between Tessa Hatcher's size and Helena's unnatural strength, this match is going to be a vulgar display of power. We're seeing a real clash of the titans here. Helena goes into the ropes and round and round and round she goes. And damn, that was the coolest looking sidewalk slam I've ever seen. And how about those guns? I hope you got a license. Helena's punching back. And damn, she lays the Alaskan Giant out with that last vicious punch. Good gravy, she's straight up deadlifting her and slamming her into the mat. This is truly unnatural strength we're seeing from Helena. The Alaskan Giant coming in with an elbow drop to the gut. A lot of punishment being dished out and there's so much more to come. Into the corner goes Helena. 1, 2 shoulder charges, and boom goes the clubbing forearm strike. And how about those lats? We got a bit of a chicken wing and a hip bump. The Alaskan Giant is coming out to an early lead in this match. Locking in the Steiner recliner, but can she make Helena tap? Helena powering out with an elbow to the face and a sneaky trip. I should also mention that whoever wins this match also wins the honor of spotting me on the bench press next time I go to the gym. I fully trust either of these two to do it, but it really should go to the winner. Dropkick lays out Helena. One gets the feeling that something big is coming. And look at this. We got a Samoan drop. It should also be mentioned that none of our wrestlers are related to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That said, the Cockney Pickpockets once ran the train on the rocks. Hey Ernie, you think we're gonna get cancelled for that? I thought I cleaned it up nicely there. Besides, what's the likelihood The Rock will ever see this? He's too busy ruining other wrestling shows to watch this one. Maybe if he did watch this one, he might learn a thing or two about good booking and storylines that actually make sense. But we have seen quite the reversal here with Helena taking the lead, but can she keep it? Good gravy, look at that! A cradle scoop into a backbreaker on the Alaskan Giant like it was nothing at all. Look at the unnatural strength of Helena. Ooh, nobody home with that elbow drop. And there goes the shoulder tackle from Tessa Hatcher. This is still very much anybody's match, and boom goes the falling axe handle to Helena's back. Helena is looking dazed at what the hell is going on here. Is Tessa Hatcher really gonna walk it? Oh, apparently not. Boom! Spinebuster into a pin. And a kick out before the one. Helena taken to the steel cage. But is she looking to climb her way out, or is she looking to do some damage up top? Just a reminder that a wrestler can win a steel cage match by climbing out of it, which seems kind of rubbish, but here we are. And here comes Tessa Hatcher in hot pursuit. She is not going to let her out so easy. It's a lot harder than you might think to climb out of a steel cage, especially when you've got the Alaskan Giant hot on your heels. We're seeing a wee bit of back and forth between these two, and here we go, the steel cage itself being used as a deadly weapon. And down she goes. The Alaskan Giant got lured. Oh my god, look at that streak. Boom! Now that was impressive. Oh, kick out before the one, but let's see that deadlift power slam again. Here we see Helena stunning the Alaskan Giant by smashing her head into the bars of the steel cage. Win or lose tonight, Helena, I choose you to spot me on the bench press. That was impressive. The Alaskan Giant looking for some payback. Helena with the counter. And boom goes the clothesline from the back. The unnatural strength of Helena is once again on full display. And Tessa Hatcher, you ain't the only one that can do an Alabama slam. Both of these two are gonna need a really good chiropractor after this match, because I think this damage is beyond what our staff veterinarian can do. Trap clothesline from Helena, and we got a 1-2, buckle my shoes, see you later. This is why you shouldn't make fun of those goth kids in school. A goth kid's still a thing? I don't know, I'm a middle-aged man. Helena's setting up for something big here. Something devastating, this way comes, and good gravy, a Northern Lights bomb. That was amazing, let's see that again. Here we see Helena telling Tessa, hey, you're from Alaska. You must love Aurora Borealis. So here's a Northern Lights bomb. How smooth was that, folks? When was the last time you heard a wrestling commentator talk about Aurora Borealis and slanderous filth about the Rocks all in the same match? And that's why you love me. But we are seeing no love whatsoever in this yay boo. And Helena has finally got the upper hand, and she is going to work with strike after strike after strike. All of a sudden, this match is looking very one-sided. Tessa Hatcher better have something up her sleeve if she wants to turn the tide of this match. Into the corner she goes and bounces straight off. Look at that raw power, and Helena is climbing the cage again. Boom! Second story elbow drop. We saw these two squaring off last time they were in a tag match, but we are seeing the same thing again. Helena is just straight up dominating. The Alaskan Giant scoops Helena into the fireman's carry and straight into the ropes. Sometimes you just gotta take your shots where and when you can, and in Tessa's case, it's while Helena's down. Tessa's got her by the leg, and Helena catapults out. The Alaskan Giant hits back with a kick, and we are seeing the tides turn and turn and turn. Just look at those bruises on Tessa Hatcher, and can she make the Steiner recliner work the second time around? Apparently not. You can blame Scott Steiner all you want for that one, but he never had to make it work against Helena. And we got an arm ring. Oh my god, we're gonna see it. Pump handle powerbomb, one of Helena's signatures. This match has already taken a toll on both wrestlers, but mostly on Tessa. Let's see that beautiful pump handle powerbomb again. And I've just gotten a memo from our general manager, Todd Sorenson. I am being fined, and I am not to say anything more about the Rocks. You know what, Todd? Fine me all you want, but the truth will come out. Helena's making another climb for it, and once again, Tessa Hatcher is in hot pursuit. The steel cage gets used as a weapon once again, and this time it's Helena that gets the oh, look at that beautiful falling neck breaker from Tessa Hatcher. Let's see that again. Yo, Ernie, play that one back. Folks, this is what I love about steel cage matches. Besides the fact that the action can't spill out and hurt me personally, you get to see stuff like this. But you know what does hurt me personally? When people don't like and subscribe. And you wouldn't do that to your old buddy John now, would you? Helena is stunned and dazed, and the Alaskan Giant is taking full advantage. Round and round and round she goes. Tessa Hatcher looks like she could be setting up for something big of her own right now. She's going for it, and we are getting a counter from Helena. My god, look at that streak. Is this going to be enough to get the pin? Let's find out. 1. Oh, kick out before the 2. We're getting closer and closer, but how much more punishment can either of these two take? But then again, it's not a matter of how much punishment they can take, but how much they can dish out. Helena's got the advantage, and she is determined to press on with it. Now this right here, folks, this is some phenomenal upper body strength we're seeing. My god, this is going on forever. And boom! What a beautiful stalling suplex. We got to take another look at that one, because that is going to be one hell of a... Oh my god! Okay, folks, it's official. Helena, you are going to spot me on the bench press. And I am convinced you can do it with one hand. It's impressive enough somebody doing this to a normal-sized wrestler, but to the Alaskan Giant, this is just absolutely mind-blowing. But Helena is not done yet. And boom, look at that. This has got to be enough for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Helena takes the win. That was truly a vulgar display of power if ever I've seen one. Let's go take a look at some highlights from ringside. While we might not have gotten any closer to solving the mystery of who jumped Athena Kanakaridis backstage, we got one hell of a steel cage match out of it. The Alaskan Giant definitely got some good shots in, but at the end of the day, this was a testament to the raw power and unnatural strength of Helena. And on a related note, while she's still very much a member of the Coven, Helena is officially going for a singles run. And I for one can't wait to see how she goes against opponents like Marisa Duvalier, Maggie Dixon and Nikita Kalishnikov. I'm also very curious to see who's going to get the blame next for that backstage assault. In the meantime, I'm doing my part as lead investigator, and I've got my short list of wrestlers that I can't wait to waterboard and or electrocute. We will get to the bottom of this one way or another, and that's a sacrifice I'm prepared to make. I've seen every episode of The Shield dozens of times, and the Vic Mackey School of Policing gets results. Congratulations to Helena for her win in our third steel cage match. And once again, I'd like to reiterate, I have absolutely no beef with the Coven or with you in particular. If you're going to do this singles run, you're looking at your biggest supporter. Oh, what the hell? Oh my god, what the hell just happened? See, what did I tell you people? Magic powers. When I was a kid, I once saw a guy saw a woman in half and then put her back together. So if that can happen, I am fully willing to believe that Helena and the Coven have magic powers. Behold, the culmination of a long rivalry. Well, maybe not that long, only a couple of months give or take, but a brutal rivalry nevertheless. We've had escalating tensions and shots fired on both sides, and finally it comes all down to this, a Linwood death match. We also have the added stipulation that whoever loses the match quits wrestling and becomes a manager. We haven't had a good old-fashioned Linwood deathmatch for quite a while, so this is going to be a treat. A Linwood deathmatch varies from the standard deathmatch in that any rubbish bins are fully loaded with rubbish. I personally sorted that one myself. You'd also be amazed how much rubbish Linwood Knight and the Cockney Pickpockets can collect in a day of community service, so those bad boys are locked and loaded. So seeing as we're all locked and loaded, let's get this bloodbath underway. The following is a Linwood deathmatch scheduled for one fall. There will be no countouts, no disqualifications, and no mercy. Introducing first, from Matamoros, Mexico, representing Sector del Muerte, and accompanied by La Madrina and Los Satanicos, he is El Padrino, Alonzo Constanzo. Behold, evil incarnate. I am really glad I've still got that egg from the last match to protect me from any dark brujeria. It's all you people in the crowd who don't possess such an egg that I feel sorry for. I have been saying for a long time that if not eggs, we should definitely be selling some protective trinkets at the merch stand. I've actually been collaborating with the White Witch I've got on payroll, and we've knocked together some really cool designs. Guaranteed to protect you from the dark sorcery of Sector del Muerte, the Coven, or any of our other wrestlers that lean into the dark arts. But if you've never met my White Witch, Gloria, before, she's really cool. She told me that in a past life, I was the Roman statesman and senator Marcus Tullius Cicero. Cicero was dope, so I'm good with that. And his opponent, from Poporovskoye, Siberia in Russia, and accompanied by his sister Nikita Kalishnikov, he is the proletariat hero, Yuri Kalishnikov. First of all, I gotta say, I am loving seeing Yuri Kalishnikov show some love and solidarity to the good people of Ukraine with that flag. You just gotta love a scrappy underdog who single-handedly takes on a cult of brainwashed wrestlers. And like a real man, he's got his little sister to back him up. It may or may not always be sunny in Philadelphia, but here in Linwood the weather is rubbish. Any ambient noises you may hear, that's just the rain coming down outside this abandoned Linwood warehouse. But is the rain a good omen or a bad omen? Either way, I've got my magical egg to protect me. Referee Henrietta Sorenson rings the bell, and her uncle, General Manager Todd Sorenson, must really hate her because she gets all the dangerous matches like this one. Any dirty trick that El Padrino can think of is legal in this match, and God only knows what the other members of Secta del Muerte will contribute. Kalishnikov goes flying into the corner. Padrino comes in with a body splash. And boom goes the scoop slam. And where is Constanzo going? Is he looking to take flight from that distance? The proletariat hero slowly getting back to his feet. And Constanzo woefully misjudges that diving attack. Alonzo Constanzo, you are not a high flyer and you never will be. Kalishnikov wasting absolutely no time on his downed opponent, tying him in knots. And here comes the ankle crank. So crank you very much, Yuri Kalishnikov. See what I did there? But has Constanzo's ankle been cranked as much as it could be? Yuri Kalishnikov certainly doesn't think so, so he's back for round 2. With any luck, El Padrino will have a difficult time walking and hobbling about the ring, and he catapults Kalishnikov off. And there goes the diving elbow. He is not out of this fight yet. This rowdy, inebriated crowd wants tables, and Padrino is happy to oblige. Here comes the first one of the night. But no, says Yuri Kalishnikov with a kick and a hip sweep. No tables for you. It's one thing to grab a table, it's another to set it up, and it's another thing entirely to throw the other fella through it. And either that's the lamest table attack I've ever seen, or these two are having trouble making this work. I choose to believe the former. The table's sliding in the ring, and maybe we'll see something good soon. We've yet to see a lot of death in this Linwood death match, but the match is early, so we've still got plenty of time. We also had all parties sign waivers, but because those waivers are in Mandarin, they got no idea what the hell they just agreed to. And here comes the table now. Come to think of it, my contract was also in Mandarin, but I'm not worried. I sold my soul a long time before I even heard of Linwood wrestling legends. Constanzo finds himself eating the table, and at this point, that piece of furniture is just an inconvenience. Kalishnikov dishes out a kick to the gut with a cheeky little walkthrough. And there goes a soccer ball kick to the back. And what is he looking for under the apron? Oh yeah, a shovel. Constanzo laid up in the corner, and by God, look at that bionic elbow. That was devastating. I think he cut him really bad. We're already seeing some blood tonight. And oh, what are we seeing here? Kalishnikov gets powerbombed through the first table of the night. Let's see that again. In the Linwood deathmatch, it's only a matter of time before somebody gets powerbombed through a table. And this was just the first domino to fall tonight. We got plenty more tables where that one came from, because our general manager, Todd Sorenson, buys all the factory rejects. El Padrino posting up on the turnbuckle. Yuri Kalishnikov looks like he's being distracted by Elio, and possibly by his muscular neck. But in comes Constanzo to take advantage of the devastating side slam. Padrino's minions are already sowing the seeds of chaos. Constanzo daring his opponent to get back to his feet. Boom! Look at that spiking guillotine off the rope. Alonzo Constanzo thinks he's hot sugar, but you know what? He's not. But you know what is hot sugar? You liking and subscribing to the Linwood Wrestling Legends. We're seeing a bit of a back and forth tussle here. And oh, look at this. We got ourselves a genuine yay-boo. These two are going to beat the chocolate pudding out of each other until there's no chocolate pudding left for anybody else. Kalishnikov is already suffering a bad wound from that bionic elbow earlier, but we've seen him get out of tougher scrapes than this, so who knows? This slugging match is really going the distance. And look at that beautiful spin kick that laid him out. We got some more ringside distractions, this time coming from Seraphine. Maybe this will give El Padrino the time he needs to recover and get back on his feet. It's anyone's guess what those two could possibly be talking about. Oh, Kalishnikov comes running in with the knee, preventing Constanzo from picking up the pool cue. Oh, he's going for the Boston Crab. Can he make him tap? Padrino powers out and fires back. The proletariat hero is bleeding all over the show. And we are going straight to the corner with this one. Kalishnikov kicks out. We got a reversal, sending Constanzo into the corner, and here comes the pool cue. This is not going to be pretty. And oh, look at this. I've seen this one before. We're about to see a spirited comeback from Kalishnikov. We got the clothesline and the up and over. And boom goes the beer hug spine buster. Much like Ukrainian boxer Vitaly Klitschko, Kalishnikov is not letting the fact that he is bleeding all over the show stop him from coming at him with everything he's got. And this is glorious to behold. 1, 2. Oh, so close. Referee Henrietta Sorenson is doing an amazing job of staying out of the way and not becoming a casualty. It's harder than you might think in these kind of matches, especially for a rude, entitled little Kardashian like her. Now Kalishnikov's got the chair and boom! I could feel that from under the desk. Unlike the wrestling show I saw the other week, the wrestlers here don't slap and tickle each other with the chairs. This is the real... what are you doing, Yuri? Leave that alone. Hey, stay away from the desk. We've had this discussion before. Constanzo coming in with a shotgun dropkick. And hopefully they'll both stay away from the desk. And I'd just like to remind all the wrestlers that there is nothing dope or hella lit about using the announcer's desk as a weapon. Certainly not while I'm hiding underneath it. Did I use those words right? Dope? Hella lit? How do you do, fellow young people? If that doesn't make all the kids think I'm cool, then I am all out of ideas. And Padrino's got the pool cue. This is gonna get ugly, and Kalishnikov with the evasion, but he ends up eating the full cue anyway. Constanzo breaks it on him, and there goes the elbow drop. And for the millionth time, yes, it's a pull cue and not a kendo stick. There is no oh, we're seeing another table. Or at least we will when somebody sets it up. It's getting to where you can't set up a table without getting clocked in the... Oh, I felt that. What did I tell you guys about the announcer's table? Come on, play nice. I'm not getting paid nearly enough to take those kind of bumps. And speaking of bumps, El Padrino just took a big one. The combat sambo skills of Yuri Kalishnikov. Oh, no. Oh, come on, guys. Not cool. Would you rather take this action ringside where everyone can see it? Oh, what's happening with this table? Kalishnikov setting it up right here. I'd like to point out those tables cost us $1.50 a piece, so if you're going to use them, make it count. And we are going back ringside. Kalishnikov is laid out in the middle of the ring, but can Padrino get the pin? 1! Kick out after the 1. Still a whole lot of life left in the proletariat hero. Into the corner Constanzo goes, and he eats an unprotected turnbuckle. One of his lackeys must have removed it earlier, and it's come back to haunt him. Into the ropes he goes, and oh, look at this, the Kalishnikov special. A 1-2, how do you do combination? Let's see that one again. This combination was actually invented by Yuri and Nikita's father, Boris Kalishnikov. He'd be very proud to know that his children are using it to devastating effect. And we have another ringside distraction. This time from La Madrina. And to be honest, if you're gonna be distracted by anybody ringside... Oh my god, did you see that? Let's see that again. Play it back, Ernie. Poison mist to the face. In any other match, this will be an instant DQ, but this is a Linwood deathmatch where anything goes. The odds just got a lot longer for the Proletariat hero. El Padrino could have taken the quick easy pin there, but he wants his opponent to suffer. And we are going to see another table. And once again, Constanzo, that table cost $1.50, so make it count. After taking a face full of poison mist, Kalishnikov is back on his feet, and Constanzo eats the edge of the apron. There is absolutely no denying the obstinance and fighting spirit of Yuri Kalishnikov. And just a reminder that the Kalishnikov's parents are both active FSB agents, leaking intel to the good people of Ukraine right now. So you're allowed to cheer for them. You know, if you like. But why wouldn't you? Because both Kalishnikovs are amazing wrestlers, and only a madman would cheer for Sector Del Muerte. And there goes another exposed turnbuckle. Can you get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, that one was getting close. This is the kind of match that would have straight up laid out any other mortal. So props to both of these wrestlers for still going hard. And we are going to see a table getting set up. Kalishnikov coming in with a pull cue, but Constanzo wrenches it away. And now he's meeting out a vicious beatdown with a pull cue that's absolutely not a kendo stick. Because there's no reason a kendo stick would be under our ring. It's a pull cue. Deal with it. But can the Proletariat hero deal with this vicious assault? And boom goes another side slam. Oh god, I got a real bad feeling we're about to see it. The hand of Cardi and Pimbe. This is the most brutal move I've ever seen in my life. How do you even come back from something like that? Let's take another look. There is nothing fancy or sophisticated about this move. Just Constanzo jamming his bony thumb into his opponent's neck over and over. That was a straight-up penitentiary-style shanking there. And what, oh what, is El Padrino doing now? Good gravy! He just lit the table on fire! What an absolute madman! We've got another yay-boo! And I've got to say, referee Henrietta Sorenson is looking remarkably calm for somebody standing next to a burning table. But just look at all that blood coming from Kalishnikov's forehead. That is a real gusher of a wound there. We promised you this one was going to be a bloodbath, and I like to think that we delivered. And speaking of people who deliver, if you're watching this on a Tuesday, the people at Hell Pizza will do it for free. And I'm hoping they can arrange the toppings to spell out Happy Birthday John, because that'd make me smile. Oh my god, what do we got here? Good gravy! He just got slammed through a burning table. As noted philosopher Russell Crowe once quipped, are you not entertained? And to answer that question, oh yes we are. Well, at least I am. It's not my fault if your standards are too high. But how does a wrestler even... Oh, for God's sakes, was that really necessary? There is nothing hilarious about a wrestler being slammed through a burning table, as awesome as it may be. Kalishnikov back on his feet, but he has been distracted by La Madrina. Come on, dude, resist the siren song and the succubus. You can do it. I believe in you. Constanzo going for the scoop, but he is going up and over. Can he get the pin? 1, 2. Oh my god, this one is coming down to the wire. The Proletariat hero is done playing around, and come hell or high water, he is going to take this victory. Oh, kick out before the one. Back to their feet again, and Constanzo is going into the ropes. Moscow torpedo! That came out of nowhere. Let's see that again. Will this be the torpedo that propels Yuri Kalishnikov to victory? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Kalishnikov takes the win. Let's go check out some ringside highlights. Yuri Kalishnikov was absolutely coming into this fight as the underdog. Besides the fact that the numbers were against him, any dirty trick that El Padrino could think of was perfectly legal in this Linwood deathmatch. But that said, a little tenacity and a whole lot of grit can take you a long way. And did we ever go on a journey in this match? Months of deadly rivalry boiled over, and we got blood, burning tables, and brutal beatdown after brutal beatdown. This is the last time we'll see Alonzo Constanzo wrestle, but he will still be the manager for Sector Del Muerte, so he is still lurking in the shadows. Don't put away your protective magical eggs just yet, folks, because something wicked may still this way come. And you know what else is coming? My birthday, on Wednesday the 13th of August. It would be an awesome present if you would like and subscribe to Linwood Wrestling Legends, because you wouldn't want to disappoint old John on his birthday now, would you? I mean, you didn't get me anything last year, so now's the time to make good. Congratulations to Yuri Kalishnikov on this spectacular victory in this monumental match. So much bloodshed, but such a glorious victory. A truly devastating blow has been struck against Sector Del Muerte, and who knows if they'll ever recover. The Men's World Championship is safe from the clutches of Sector Del Muerte. Unless, of course, Alonzo Constanzo finds another wrestler on the men's roster and brainwashes him into his cult. But let's cross our fingers and toes that that never happens. And here he comes now, our brand new Men's World Champion, Hamish Gunn. He looks like he's got something on his mind, so let's hear what he's got to say for himself. Oh god, is this about the Haggis Bomb? Seriously, dude? Haggis Bomb is a terrible name for a move. I feel ridiculous every time I have to say it. This is why we shouldn't let wrestlers name their own moves. I may be no historian, but I'm pretty sure that is not what happened. If anything, the Battle of Bannockburn was down to the Scots using the Shiltern formation for offense as well as defense. Absolutely no Haggis bombs involved, but then again, I'm just the color commentator, what the hell do I know? Nobody is doubting the size of your caber there, champ. Ooh, who saw that coming? Alright, maybe we can set the record straight now. He's got you there, champ. The Way Power was a badass trebuchet that leveled city walls. Oh, snap. You know, I should be shocked that we got two wrestlers on the mic arguing about the name of a move. But this is Linwood, folks. Alright, now we're talking. Folks, we got ourselves a match. After a little revisionist history from Hamish Gunn, the name of this move will be decided next week in a non-title match. It's not the stupidest reason we've had for a match, but you know what? It'll do. 5 matches in, and we are finally here. Folks, this is the main event of the evening, and this one is for the strap, as we say in the business. Since her debut match all those weeks ago, Fernanda Cavalera, the Queen of the Rota, has done nothing but impress us. Every match since and every step she has taken has led to this point. If she can take the win tonight, we will be looking at a new LWL Women's World Champion. But first, she's got to take that belt from La Madrina, and the Godmother is not about to give up the strap so easily. As a commentator, I'm not supposed to take sides, but I will absolutely be rooting for the homegirl Fernanda in this one, as I'm sure most of the LWL crowd will be, as well as the good people of Brazil. This is the most important match of Fernanda Cavalera's career, so let's go see if she can make some history tonight. The following LWL Women's World Championship match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the challenger. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, she is the Queen of the Rota, Fernanda Cavalera. Behold, one of the best wrestlers we at Linwood Wrestling Legends have ever had in any division. I know that sounds like hyperbole, but Fernanda's meteoric rise and undefeated streak has been nothing short of phenomenal. She has truly raised the bar for the entire women's division, and tonight she stands on the precipice of glory. If she can take the title from La Madrina tonight, we are going to see a monumental shift in the landscape of the women's division. And I should also mention that with the possible exception of Las Gatas Callejeras, Fernanda is the most wholesome wrestler we have at this promotion. When she's not in the ring, she's either volunteering at a dog shelter or calling the bingo numbers at a local senior centre. So if you weren't cheering for her before, you better bloody well start now. And her opponent, and current LWL Women's World Champion, from Brownsville, Texas in the United States, and representing Sector Del Muerte, she is the Godmother, La Madrina. Folks, we all like to think we're immune to being influenced or brainwashed, but La Madrina is living proof that it can happen to anybody. She was once a professional Zumba instructor named Sarah Alberto who moonlighted as an amateur wrestler until she met a man named Alonzo Constanzo, El Padrino. The rest, as they say, is history. I have no idea who that guy in his suit with the microphone is in the center of the ring, but if our general manager Todd Sorenson has any funny ideas about firing me and getting another commentator, I'd just like to point out that I have an ironclad contract. You can fine me all you want, and believe me you have, but you can't cancel me. And as always, I would like to call attention to that absolutely stunning belt designed by my dog Jasco. Aren't you glad that we don't have those horrible belts that Todd Sorenson's 3-year-old son designed? There's a lot of people out there who don't think a fox terrier could design a belt, let alone one as magnificent as that. But to that I say, man, that's just bigotry. You wouldn't be saying that if he was a miniature schnauzer. Referee Chad Remington rings the bell and La Madrina makes it clear from the get-go. She has not given up this belt without a fight. She is not afraid to get in the cheap shots while her opponent is down, and she is just egging her on to get back up. We got a bit of a run. What son of a bitch? There's that guy with the Fire John Adams sign. Security! Oh, I can't believe you made me miss that. That was a lovely handspring with a head scissors and a double stomp to the gut. At least it was until it was ruined by that guy with the Fire John Adams sign. La Madrina looking to do some damage topside. Nobody home, and the shotgun dropkick misses the mark. Fernanda returning the favor and going to work on her downed opponent with some kicks and knee strikes. The Queen of the Rotor carving herself out an early lead. There goes the jumping high knee and a poison Rana. And I swear to God, if we just let people come in here with whatever signs they like, we are gonna have anarchy. And the rolling thunder kick misses the mark. Nobody home. Graceful capoeira kick misses the mark and La Madrina scoops the pin. We got a reversal into a seesaw. And the seesaw goes back the other way. And a kick out before the one. La Madrina steps up with an enziguri and lays her out. And it looks like this match is already going to the cardboard. But maybe not for long. Rather mercifully, we are back ringside at good gravy. Fernanda goes crashing into referee Chad Remington, and La Madrina comes with a jawbreaker. With her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skill, Fernanda fights from the bottom, and there goes a lovely capoeira kick, laying out La Madrina. And while we would love to sell you a piece of cardboard stained with the blood of your favorite wrestler, we can't do that anymore because we got told off by the health department. And look at that step-up Hurricane Rana. And a lovely cartwheel just to celebrate. But could you imagine some sort of Jurassic Park type situation where somebody bought that cardboard and used it to clone an army of Linwood Knights? Shazam! Into the turnbuckle shoulder first La Madrina goes. Could you imagine the kind of devastation an army of Linwood Knights would... Good gravy, that was a flapjack and a half. I've seen Fernanda do a lot of impressive things, but I had no idea that one was in her arsenal. We are going buckle to buckle on this one. And boom goes the monkey flip. And it's just as well we don't have any miscreants to remove the turnbuckle pads. Tope Atomico misses the mark spectacularly. Nobody home. Going for an attack off the springboard, and just look at the distance on that moonsault. That was truly impressive. The high-flying capoeira skills of Fernanda Cavalera are on full display. And how about that punishing salvo of kicks? This crowd is absolutely loving it. This crowd here is clearly hoping for the Queen of the Road to become Queen of the Women's Division tonight. But that's not likely to happen if La Madrina has anything to say about it, which she clearly does. We got a lovely kip up from Fernanda, a slug across the face. And a picture-perfect suplex. La Madrina rolls out of the ring. And what the hell is she doing, removing that turnbuckle pad? How's this gonna pay off? Good gravy, we have collateral damage. Hey, wind that one back, Ernie. Let's see what actually happened here. A distracted referee can be a dangerous thing. In this case, referee Chad Remington was distracted by that exposed turnbuckle, and he had a somersault shotgun dropkick for his troubles. But I'm sure he knows it was an accident, so no need for any disqualifications tonight. La Madrina catches the leg, and that sweep looked like it really hurt. And that stomp to the gut can't have been any more fun. As much as this Linwood crowd might hate them some Sector Del Muerte, La Madrina still has a large number of admirers. She's like a Pied Piper for all the lonely middle-aged neckbeards in the audience. Look at that sit-out mat slam. And I'd like to point out that I no longer have a neckbeard. La Madrina just basking in the admiration of said neckbeards who are hanging on her every move. The early lead that Fernanda took has run dry, and now La Madrina is leading the dance. Into the turnbuckle. Ooh, are we going to see an avalanche? Oh yeah, this is going to be sweet. Good gravy, look at that. An avalanche Hurricane Rana. That was awesome. Let's see that again. I am an absolute sucker for a good avalanche, and this is one of the best avalanches I've ever seen. That was a whole lot of momentum hurling Fernanda across the ring. This is absolutely the main event that the crowd came here to see tonight, and they are not being shy about it. And here's something you shouldn't be shy about. Liking and subscribing to Linwood Wrestling Legends so you can see more matches of this caliber. How was that for a smooth segue? La Madrina is not going for the easy pin here. She wants to make an example out of Fernanda Cavalera so the next woman to challenge her will feel it. Oh, and we got a handspring. Oh, look at that Pele kick. I love me a Pele kick. But you know what's better than a Pele kick? A standing moonsault like that one. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, that was close. The Queen of the Rotor has absolutely brought her A-game tonight, and it is showing. Oh, we got an evasion into a handspring. Oh, look at that. Tilted whirl head scissors. Now she's going topside. Oh my god, I think we're going to see it. Look at that. Espiral Descendencia. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, by a hair's breadth. But let's look at that amazing move again. The Espiral Descendencia takes a phenomenal amount of acrobatic skill to pull off, and this is an absolute treat. But unfortunately for Fernanda, it's going to take a lot more than that to take the crown from La Madrina. This is the kind of frenzied crowd you'd normally see at a Brazilian soccer game, and it feels very apropos here. Your work's not done yet, Fernanda. No time to relax. But more importantly, why hasn't that clown with the Fire John Adams sign been ejected? Security, you're really dropping the ball. Oh, double elbow strike. Spinning kick from La Madrina. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, kick out after the 2. But I've got a bad feeling about what's coming next. We've seen this one before. Ow! That had to hurt. This may very well be the most sultry elbow drop you've ever seen in your life, but it's also probably the most devastating. Is this going to be enough for the pin? 1, 2. Oh, so close. We are on pins and needles every second, and this is everything a championship match should be. Madrina going to work with the ankle crank, and this could have devastating consequences to a wrestler as acrobatic as Fernanda Cavalera. The godmother is not about to lay down her crown just yet. Look at this, the Rings of Saturn. We haven't seen that one for a while. Can she make Fernanda Cavalera tap? The Queen of the Road powering out with punches to the face. Graceful little roll from Madrina there, and she gets clocked with a rolling thunder kick. Oh, look at that. That was impressive. Madrina getting to her feet, and Fernanda nails her with a slingshot kick. And we got some more acrobatics. Can't get enough. We're getting deep into this match, and the injuries are starting to pile up on both sides. We got to roll into a code breaker, and down goes Madrina. The Queen of the Rotor is looking pretty confident, but she's still got to bring this thing home. And what is she setting up for here? Boom goes the sweep, and Rotor kick. God, I love that move. Let's see that again. This is the awesome power of the Brazilian martial art capoeira on full display, and Fernanda is using it to devastating effect. Madrina has taken one hell of a beating, but the Queen of the Rotor still has a long road to hoe if she wants to bring this thing home. Madrina is bleeding badly, and there goes a running face breaker. The godmother is not going to let a little blood stop her from defending her title. Clocks her with an STO. And I wish people would STOP holding up signs calling for my firing. I mean, really, how would you like it at your job? This is workplace bullying, and I'm not having any of it. Boom goes the powerbomb. We've already seen it once, and I think we're going to see it again. Here it comes. Boom! The sultriest elbow drop you'll ever see, and can she get the pin? 1, 2, 3. Madrina retains the championship. Let's go see some ringside highlights from this truly epic match. You've really got to give credit where credit is due, and Fernanda Cavalera brought her A game tonight. She came out to an early lead, but unfortunately she wasn't able to keep the momentum. Although he would become a casualty and a shotgun dropkick gone wrong, you've really got to hand it to referee Chad Remington for keeping this match on the rails. And although Madrina may have prevailed in the end, this is without a doubt the toughest match she's ever had in her career. She really had to dig deep into every last reserve she had to come out on top. And thankfully there were no acts of malfeasance or dark sorcery tonight. We saw a lot of really close 2 counts, and this match could have gone either way at any time. But at the end of the day, the champ is a champ for a reason. While some wrestling promotions might dish out championships willy-nilly based on merch sales and Instagram followers, here at Linwood Wrestling Legends, those championships are earned with blood, sweat, and tears. Tonight, Madrina was the one who was willing to bleed the most, so victory is hers. And when I said she was willing to bleed the most, that was no hyperbole on my part, as we can see here. The Women's World Championship stays safe in the clutches of Madrina for another day. And while some of us may have wished for a different outcome, sometimes the forces of evil prevail, and prevail they did tonight. Well folks, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this week. Whether you watched the show piecemeal or you swallowed it all in one gulp, I just want to take the time to thank each and every one of you wonderful people for tuning in. As always, this is your host and color commentator John Adams, signing off and signing out for another week. And once again, I'm encouraging each and every one of you to go out and support your local independent wrestling promotions. That's where the magic is, that's where the real wrestling goes down, and none of them would ever do something as dumb as allow a celebrity to buy their way onto the main roster. One would hope. Until next time, folks, take it easy, and if it's easy, take it twice.